Hello everyone, welcome back to another great episode of Raihana's Cuisines. Today we're going to be doing a baked cheesecake just like I had promised you. We're going to be doing Dulce De Leche flavored cheesecake, and I'm going to show you everything we're going to need. I'm also going to be baking this. This is one of my favorite cheesecakes, and this is going to have an Oreo crust to it. Now you can change up the crust to whatever you like. So let's review the ingredients first, and then we're going to come back and we're going to start assembling the ingredients. It's simple, super easy. The longest it takes is in the oven and to wait for it. So I've got here about 12 Oreo cookies that I have crushed, and I've taken the white Crisco frosting out from there. I know that gives it a really good taste, but I also know that we're going to be adding 4 blocks of cream cheese in here, which are 8 ounces each. And so I really don't think that we need the flavor in the crust. So I omitted it. If you want to add it in there, that's totally up to you. Completely okay. To that, I'm going to be adding 3 tablespoons of unsalted melted butter. Okay. So that's, let me just go ahead and show you that quickly. Let's just do that. And then as far as the ingredients here, I have for the topping, we're going to be using about a cup of heavy whipping cream, and we're going to be using the caramel condensed milk. So I want to show you 2 of the caramel is different from the Dulce De Leche, and I think it's really important to point that out because this is thick stuff. This is quite runny, and you'll be able to tell when we put it into our into our mixer. You're gonna need 4 eggs, and they're right here, room temperature if you can. Got about a tablespoon of vanilla bean paste or vanilla extract you can use. I've got 3 tablespoons of white flour. We're gonna be using about a half a teaspoon of salt. We're gonna be using 13.4 ounces of Dulce De Leche, and then I have a cup of sour cream here, and I have 4 8-ounce packages of cream cheese. Now I bought my cream cheese in a big because it's much cheaper if I buy it that way. You can buy the blocks, single blocks, but because I knew that I was making and I was going to use all 4 of them, I have 2 more blocks left in here, and you're going to be seeing some cheesecake parfaits coming up soon. So I bought it that way, and you can buy the blocks if you like. So, and another thing you're going to need is, now I am using a 8-inch springform pan. Now I'll tell you why I'm using the 8-inch. It's because I want to make some heart-shaped cheesecakes as well. If you're just going to be using the springform pan, then I would say you're going to need about an 11 or a 10-inch springform pan for this recipe. We're going to need some foil. We're going to cover that up so no water gets into it, because we're going to be doing a water bath for this cheesecake. And I think I covered all my ingredients, so let's get started. For the crust, we're going to start putting this into the pan. So at this point, what I'm doing is I'm just really pressing down on the crust so that we have a nice even layer of the crust. Now I'm going to put that aside, get all that nice crust out of there. Okay. All right. So put that on the side. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start mixing everything together into the bowl here. So the first thing we're going to do, I have to get used to this again because I gave the orange KitchenAid to my mom because she loved it so much, and she has taught me so much that she loved it so much I said, Mom, it's yours. So add the cream cheese in there. And I did forget to mention one thing, and that was we're going to add about a cup of sugar in here. And so we're going to add it in here, and we're going to start blending it. So I've added my cream cheese and my sugar in here, and I'm just going to blend it, mix it really well so it's nice and creamy And this is really important because you don't want any lumps in there. So this is gonna be, I'll let it go for about 2 minutes on about medium high, and I'm gonna let this cream really nicely. When we come back, I'm gonna show you what the mixture looks like. So look at how beautifully creamy this mixture is. So now we're gonna start adding everything else in here. Sour cream, Dulce De Leche, white flour ke lot, vanilla bean paste ke vanilla, nimak or salt, eggs ke mayai ke induk, So at this time you want to make sure that you want to stop the beater and you want to make sure that you scrape the bowl. If you have one of those beaters that has like a little rubber thing in the end, that works out really well, because then you really don't need to stop and scrape the bowl. But I've actually ordered mine and waiting for it to come. So just make sure you get all your beaters and everything mixed really well. And I think mixing it once should be pretty much okay, as long as you get all the way on the bottom and scrape everything really well. So I think it's a really good investment to get one of those scrapers, just because of the blades that so stuff like this, it just makes life so much easier. Then we're going to start this off again. We're just going to mix it until it's combined, and then we'll put it in our pan. Look at how beautiful that looks. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, I'm doing this the other side, so you'll have to bear with me here. And I'm telling you, this bowl is really heavy. All right, so now go ahead, I'm gonna scrape all this good stuff out of it, and then we're gonna be pouring it into the springform. Now it's ready. I'm gonna put this in the oven, and then I'm gonna put hot water on the side. It's gonna reach about my pan, about 1 inch off of my pan, so it's gonna be good. It's gonna go in a 325-degree oven for about an hour. And then when we come back after an hour, I'm gonna show you what it looks like, and then we're gonna turn the oven off, leave it in there for another half an hour. Then we're gonna refrigerate it overnight. Yes, I know it's a killer to wait for this, but it's the best thing is to wait until it's really well chilled. So let's get this in the oven. So now I'm just going to be adding the water in here, and I'm going to keep all my fingers crossed in my 2 hands and my 2 feet, because I want this to come out with no cracks on top. So we're going to put it back in there slowly. I'm going to set my timer, close it up, and I'll see you back here in an hour. Cheesecake is out of the fridge. Ta-da! Take a look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? Now you can see some of those bubbles that came up, but we're not going to worry about that, because remember I told you we're going to make that whipping cream and caramel whipped topping for the top. So we'll go ahead and get that done. And then what you want to do is when you take this out, is you want to just take a knife and just go around and just make sure that when we do open it, that it doesn't stick to the sides. So now we're going to go ahead and add 1 cup of the heavy whipping cream in here. I think that should be more than enough for the topping, because I really don't want a very thick topping. And then we're going to do about 1/4 of a cup of the caramel condensed milk. And if you have Dulce De Leche, if you want to open up another can, you can, and add add the Dulce De Leche instead of the caramel. So basically it's done when you see these ripples in there. You want to stop it, because you don't want to beat it too much, because you don't want this to turn into butter. So you can see that our whipping cream is done, and I have some in a piping bag right here that we're going to use. So basically I just want to do like a very light layer on top. I don't want too much. See that I just spread the whipping cream on top, and then I'm just going to come around and just go ahead and just go around just like that, and cover the bottom just like so. It's such a light dessert, such a light whipping cream, and the caramel, it's just tastes amazing. It's not very sweet either, because we didn't put a whole lot in there. So the balance of the heavy cheesecake with the light topping is just awesome. Okay, so at this point now, what I am going to do is just take some of the whipping cream, and I'm just going to start drizzling it on top, just like so. Done, and nothing like more caramel on there, huh? Into this, and we're going to see what it looks like. And I'm just going to clean off my knife just like that, because I want clean cut. Ta-da! I did leave that one corner piece in there, so I had to give that one a try. Now, I'm telling you, I've been waiting to try this the whole night, so I hope it's good. This is absolutely fantastic. I honestly never thought that I could get a texture like this at home. It's like you're eating it at a restaurant where it's super creamy, super rich, super fluffy, super light. And the nice thing about it is not super sweet. So a cup of black coffee with this would, it's just amazing. You guys have to give it a try. It's so good. So on that note, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Raihana's Cuisines. Hope you can join me here next time with another great video. I have to show you, we did this one here that's, you could do this for like Valentine's Day, or you could have like a single, if you're doing a dinner or whatever. We just did that one this way just to give you an idea. So I hope you guys had a lot of fun spending time with me.